More new details from Metro Police today, who tell us the shooter, Solomon Henderson, had an online diary tracking his thoughts as he planned the attack. News Channel 5 Chief Investigative Reporter Phil Williams has been combing through a lengthy memo the 17-year-old left behind. Obviously, we don't want to glorify the shooter or the violence, but sharing what Phil discovered could help us all better understand why this happened. He learned hate may have led to this senseless tragedy, with the so-called manifesto filled with vile words about African Americans and Jews.
We have a black kid expressing white supremacist ideas. Have you ever seen that before?
This wouldn't be the first time that a person of color shackled themselves to a white supremacist movement. In my experience as a researcher, this is one of the most extreme cases I've ever seen of it.
Jerry Tolt's job is to track hate and extremism, a skill set that in the hours after the Antioch High School shooting came into play, thanks to a 51-page manifesto left behind by shooter Solomon Henderson, seen here wearing a T-shirt for a neo-Nazi band. The manifesto, with the title "We Cannot Show on Television," declared, "The West has fallen. Billions must die. Accelerate, accelerate, accelerate." Words that Holt says represent the worst of the world of hate.
These are communities that encourage not only mass murder and genocidal fantasies, but also destruction of things like critical infrastructure.
So they're talking about bringing about the collapse of society and then creating their own utopia?
Essentially, yeah. They do not believe that democratic government will ever get them the kind of ethnic superiority or ethnic dominance that they want.
Hitler was right! Included in the manifesto are some anti-Semitic claims made by the Goyim Defense League, the group we confronted last summer when they created a scene on the streets of Nashville. Holt cautions against reading too much into that, at least for now.
One way or another, this shooter came across this flyer and recognized it as something he thought might be great to include in his manifesto.
Then there are the manifesto's claims that Henderson was radicalized by conservative commentator Candace Owens, which Holt says appears to have been lifted from a notorious mass murderer's own manifesto.
The line about Candace Owens radicalizing him is very lightly modified copy and paste from the Christchurch manifesto.
Holt says all this suggests that Henderson may have ventured into some of the darkest parts of the internet where hate and murder are glorified, only to have lost his way out.
That's Chief Investigative Reporter Phil Williams reporting.